2 weeks ago in my update, I had written up that we had a Mars-Pluto square coming up. That would have been last weekend, and that was on a new moon, and that I saw this as being potentially a serious problem that might have to do with terrorism. Well, what happened was is we had the swine flu outbreak become critical mass, where it was all over the news, and there's a lot of fear. This is typical of what happens on a Mars-Pluto square and any hard aspect between Mars and Pluto. So in the update, I had gleaned intuitively that there was going to be a potential connection between last weekend and the next Mars-Pluto hard aspect and opposition at the end of August. And what I want to do is go over that a little bit and show you on the astro clock just exactly what we're talking about, what these aspects look like. We're going to go to the astro clock here, and I'm going to show you what these aspects look like, and the visuals are going to help you understand what it was that I was seeing and why I'm concerned about the connection between now and the end of August. What we're looking at is the new moon on April the 24th. The reason why I've had this date in my radar for quite some time is because Venus and Mars in early Aries are square to Pluto. Mars square to Pluto in particular is very violent. That particular alignment has been seen on almost all of the high terrorist alerts that we've had since 2001. Also the war in Lebanon and different things that have been quite nasty. So I was looking for something nasty. I wasn't thinking necessarily in terms of this flu outbreak, but it makes a lot of sense because this is a fear-generating astrological influence, and in this environment where you have a high level of fear, unfortunately we have a situation where governments can start to impose their will and limit people's activities. We're already seeing that in Mexico and various other places, and as of this date on the 27th, we really don't even know what the exact implications of this are going to be. But what I'm thinking is that this outbreak hysteria is going to last for about 10 days. What you've got is a new moon, so when the moon comes around and it's full, that should be probably about the maximum for this particular incident. This is what the full moon looks like. That this red right here is the aspect angle on this astro clock. It's May 8th. I would expect the hysteria about the swine flu to max out about this full moon. When you have an event that's generated on a new moon, the unload points where the maximum interest or the maximum focus on that issue occurs, usually on the full moon. In this case, we have the entire lunar month completing itself May 23rd, so that this whole lunar cycle is going to complete itself on May 23rd, and we will have a new issue of focus on May 23rd going forward. Okay, now the reason why I was concerned about this particular Mars-Pluto aspect is because I've been looking ahead and I've seen this one coming up on August 25th. This is a T-square between Mercury, Mars, and Pluto. Mercury being news, Mercury being statements. With a Mars-Pluto opposition, you've got a direct threat that's going to be high on the focus of the public at that point in time. Of course, this is also coming in that time of the year when we seem to have problems like 911, and I would fully expect that there's going to be a full-blown high threat level occur in August, in late August, and it would appear to me now, because of this coming up in April, that this may in fact be related to another outbreak of flu or some biological weapon problem, and so we'll just have to see. But the unfortunate thing is that the astro following up the August threat that I see here is that the Saturn-Uranus opposition comes back, And this may, in fact, be the trigger here late in August for the economy really going into the tank. If we have anything similar here in the United States to what's going on in Mexico now, with businesses and schools and gatherings being shut down, as you can imagine, that's really going to sink the economy. And the stock market is, in fact, due to have a pretty tough time of it next year, and we may, in fact, be looking at this Mars-Pluto effect that's starting now, and it's really at its maximum at the end of August, being the catalyst for this. So this is Robert Hitt. I wish I had better news for you, but the fact is that we're dealing with what we're dealing with here, and I wanted to give you a good explanation of it so that you would have a little forearmed information and may be able to make some adjustments for next fall.